We'll hide this. Okay. So we've got this data set, a very quick intro for those who've not, seen this before. It's a sales data and we've got requirements to work with. And we've started already. Today, our objectives are to, start on at least on the first requirement, the second and the third, and I believe we can do that. So we are required to summarize total sales revenue, analyze sales performance by salesperson, and identify the top selling and low performing products. So if we go here, we have already splitted this column here into two already yesterday. And today we are just going to need to calculate our sales because that's not in yet. So we've got the order quantity, the number of items that were bought. We've got the units price. We've got discount, we've got shipping amount, but we don't have the actual sales. And we said we are going to need to calculate that. So I'm just right-clicking to insert a column here, which is going to be, because we have discount, we are going to first calculate the sales before the discount. So I'm going to label that sales before discount. Okay. And that would be, we are multiplying the quantity by the unit sale. And we know before we start a calculation in Excel, we start with an equal to. That way Excel understands we're about to put some formula in. Okay, so equals, and I'm multiplying this, multiply by this. And I'm just going to enter that. Okay, so we have that in now. This is the amount, total amount before discount was applied. Okay, now what of sales after discount now? That's the next one. And I'm going to label that sales after discount. I'm just going to use a quick formula to help. So I'm just going to multiply sales before discount by when we take away the whole percentage. Take away this from the whole percentage. You can do these parts however you understand how to run the maths of it. Okay, so do this maths the way you understand. And it's the same thing as you go into any of the stores, you want to buy an item, there's a maybe 30% discount. Okay, so you calculate what's 30% of the total amount, take that out, take that 30% you've calculated, take out, subtract it basically from the main amount. Okay, so that's just the explanation to what I'm about to do here. Okay, so I'm going to again start with an equal, and I'm going to say I want to multiply sales before, and then I'll open my bracket and I'll do 100%, that's 100, take away the discount. It's just a quick formula, okay? And I'm hoping that that is right, okay? So that cannot be right. Let's see what's not right with the formula. Okay, so sales before discount multiplied by 100 minus the discounts. Yeah, that is correct. What's not right here? Order quantity multiplied by unit sale. Okay. If I go into my formula, I'm just going to change this from percentage. That should work normally. Don't know why it didn't work. If you've got an answer for what's happening here, let me know. I'll remove the percentage from this and just use my 1 minus, or change this to number. Okay, and then go into this and make that a 1 instead of 100. Do I need to use sum? Okay, I think this makes better sense now. Although, because this was percentage, and it had the percent sign, it should have worked with 100 then. Okay. So what I've done now, because validating your work as you run along, you've got to be sure, that your calculations are right before you just move away, especially when you have hooked up some formula. Okay. So if somebody can quickly check.
Jude may have the answer.
Yeah. Good evening. Good evening,
Good evening,
Sister
sir.
Deborah.
Please
Yeah, I
go
think
for it.
what happened, when you use you multiply the sales before discounts by parentheses, you use 100 minus 8. You've removed the 100%. So it's no longer you didn't divide it by 100. So what you are supposed to do was, after everything, you are supposed to put everything in brackets and now divide by 100.
I didn't really get that.
Okay, you used under column M, what you used was sales before discount multiplied by parentheses 100 minus what you had as the discounted discount percentage there. What you had there was in number, whole number, not in percentage.
Okay.
Because you're just 8.
Yeah, I thought when you do that and change this to percent here, it should normally recognize that that is a percentage.
Yeah, but you should have, instead of using 100, what you ought to have used was just 1.
Just the 1. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, not the 100. Thank
Not
you
the
very much
100.
for that. Thank you very much for that. All right. So has someone checked to see that, use the long method, rather, to be sure that what we are getting here is actually right for the discount? Let someone check at least the first one for us.
It's correct.
It's correct. Thank you.
It's approximated.
Okay, thank you very much. So we've got our sales in now. I believe we can then move on to, do our summarize total sales revenue. Okay, so how do we summarize that? What I'm gonna do, and I'm just gonna get this into a pivot table, and we can ask, what's a pivot table? Pivot table is just one of the tools for analysis, so it helps you to analyze and compare between different columns more easily than what we are having here right now. It's a very powerful tool in Excel. So under Insert, I'm going to just click on here, okay, and we get this dialog box, okay, and it's asking us select a table range, okay, so it's seen it as table 3 already. Choose where you want the pivot table to be placed. I want you to go into a new worksheet. If you want it to be in the existing worksheet, you will click that, So new worksheet, if you want it to be here in this existing worksheet, you would click on that and choose the location around here. But we don't want that, okay?
Let's keep.
Someone saying something? Okay, not. And there's an option it says choose whether you want to analyze multiple tables. If you do want to analyze multiple tables, add this data to data model. Okay, so if you want to create some data model between 2 tables, this is a good one to choose. Okay, I do choose this even for single table sometimes if I'm going to need the option of count these things within my work. But if I don't need it, I won't choose it. Okay, at the moment we just have a single table, but I'll go on to choose this, okay, just in case I want to count these things in any of the maybe products, for me to know the number of products or number of orders, if I want it, if that's the case that I want. Okay, so I'll do an okay, and now we have a sheet 1 which has been added. This is what the pivot table looks like for those who are seeing it for the first time. Okay, we can go on to rename this. I'm just gonna double click this pivot table. Okay, enter that. And some housekeeping I normally do around here is I like to sort A to Z. Okay, that way all of my columns are sorted from A to Z, and I can easily navigate around. That's not compulsory, it's just something I like to do. Okay. Now we are asked to, summarize total sales revenue, total sales. Now we've got sales, and we should remember that is the sales after, sales after discount. Sales after discount column that we need. Salesperson, sales after discount. I don't have it here. Why don't I have it? I did label it right, didn't I? Yeah, sales before discount, sales after discount. So I do not know why that has not been picked. It should have been picked automatically. Let's refresh and see.
You got Jude's hands up as well. I don't know if he has.
Okay, go for it, please, Mr. Jude. Okay.
I wanted to ask a question with respect to the sales revenue.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. If you check, we have the shipping amount.
Yes.
Is it not part, like, I know if we order online, apart from the cost of the goods you're buying, they would also add to it the cost of delivery.
Yes.
Which you're going to charge to the customer.
That's correct.
Yeah. In this case, are we not going to, for us to get the actual sales revenue? Because I know definitely at the long run, maybe the company might have another way of separating the actual sales from sales from the goods, from cost of transporting those goods to the customer. Because I know the cost of what you pay on logistics goes to the companies handling it. But
exactly.
For us to collect this money from the customer, won't we charge it to the customer so that it becomes part of the sales?
And that's a very good question. When I was looking at this data set, I thought of that. But because the question is talking around just the sales, that is how much we made on the sales itself. Any money and that's my thinking, I stand to be corrected. Any money I believe that's paid for shipping would go, like you said, to the shipping company. That's another part. It's not to do with the sales, it's for the sales delivery. Okay, and that's why I'm not adding it on to the sales amount now. That's my thinking. If we've got any further comments from, what are your thoughts? This is where we go back to the business to ask, do you want me to, add the shipping amount to the sales, or not? But amongst us now, my own school of thought is we're looking at sales summary. That's what they want me to look at, how much the company made in terms of the sales. Okay, because the shipping is something that is for something, the shipping amount is for something else. And that's why I'm not considering it in this analysis at the moment. What do we think, guys? Let's make a decision.
Go ahead, Edicon.
All right, so it's just a contribution. Looking at that, like you mentioned, there are two ways to it. It could be that the company is not the one handling the shipping, so the proceed would definitely go to the logistic company. That's one. Then also looking at it from a business angle or an accounting angle, most companies sometimes would only put logistics as a way of aiding the business and not making profit from it as well. So I don't think, and it all depends on the requirement, like you said, from the business owner, if they are considering that as part of their sales.
Exactly. Yeah, any further thoughts on it? Should we, okay, let's say we are the business now, should we consider it as part of our sales, or should we reason along the line of, okay, this is for shipping and it is for shipping? It's not going towards the actual sales of the product.
like Edicon said, and it's an expense, right? So it's the cost of doing business. So it goes to the profit and loss account. So it's an expense. It goes as an expense. It's not part of the sales.
It's not part of the sales. Okay.
Part of the
All
sales.
right. Okay.
Nice.
Thank you very much, everyone, for your contributions. And this, I mean, we can't afford to. I like what Mr. Jude has done. We can't afford to make assumptions and overlook things. You know, we must always ask questions along the way where there is a gray area. And I believe this is applicable to all of the roles that we do as well, not just data. Okay. So we need the sales after discount, after we have removed the discount. So I'm going to click on that. And when I clicked on that, because our data type has been seen already as number, it went straight to under values. Okay. It went straight to under values. Now, again, the way this question was asked, it just says summarize total sales revenue. It hasn't given you anything further to do. So my thinking is they just want to see the total sales revenue. They just want to see the total of it. Okay. And because of that, I'm just going to leave that and label that as total sales, you know. Again, by default, when you click on a number and it comes on here, it just sums it up for you, okay, by default. But if what you want is not sum, we just need to click on this down arrow here. And, you know, there are other, it's hanging. There are other functions there. We can have average. I don't know why it's not clicking. We can have average. Okay, let's click out, click back in. We can have average. Yeah. So if we go into the value field setting, we can have, so sum is the default, which we have right now. This can be count. You may just want to count the total number of orders that were, you know, added together, that we've got the sums now, or you want to find the average, or you just want the max, min, or, you know, any other function here. The distance count that I was talking about is here. So if I wanted to I don't want to count repeated numbers or repeated number of orders. I just want a distinct, like a unique one is what I want to bring out. For example, if Monday is appearing like 4 times in a data set, but I just want to get Monday once, not the 4 Mondays. That is where we say we do distinct count. So I would go for it there. And we have it right now because I clicked on that add to data data model, you know, before we got in here, when we were inserting our pivot table. Normally, you don't have it, you know, but it's a nice function to have. You just never know, you know, if you need it. And because this is money, I'm just going to, you know, right click. Let me see if I can actually do it here. I can do it from here. And just make that 2 decimal places, you know, apply the that one, the comma separator, and maybe just make that a bit bold, you know, and make that's my summary of total sales, you know. If I have done this, I can easily go show the stakeholder. When you say summarize the total revenue or total sales revenue, is this one what you want to see? Is this all you want to see for the summary? Because that's the interpretation of it to me. If not, they will tell you what further, you know, they want you to do. Now, for us, and that's the first requirements, you know, done. For the second one, what I normally do is I copy this same pivot table that has been done. I'll copy that, Control-C that, and find somewhere, maybe here, and just paste, you know. I'm just going to paste that there, okay? And use the same one to answer the next question. The next question is asking us to analyze sales performance by salesperson. Okay, so now we are taking this first part further now. We are now going to split this between the salespersons. And we know that we've got 3 salespersons, okay? So all I'm just going to do here now is I'm going to click on the column that's got the information on salespeople. Salesperson is just right here. I'm going to click on that. If you don't want to click, you can always drag, this down. So I don't want to click. I can always, drag this down to where I want it to be. And we can see, very easily, we can see what the numbers look like for each of the salespersons. Okay. Miss Rosiana Mar made this much, over $1 million by 2 something. Mr. Robert made over $1 million by 3 something. And Mrs. Gail, made the most, okay? And we can, if you don't want to show this as a table, we can quickly insert maybe a bar chart to show quick, you see. So insert, and then I went into the recommended charts. And we can see from this bar, from this column chart rather, we can easily see the height. If I click on that, we can easily see the height of each one, okay? I actually prefer the 3D one because I feel it's prettier. So if I click on that and I okay that, okay, so we've got a chart there. Well, the disadvantage of this now is it's not really showing the height difference as much as, maybe it's the type that I picked. I'm going to delete that and pick one that shows it better than what we've just seen. Okay. Yeah, I must have picked 100%. Yeah, this is better. Yes, I think this shows it, far better than what we saw before. And any stakeholder you are showing this to, before you even explain anything to them, they can already see how these 3 people performed in terms of their sales performance. And there's a lot of formatting that you can bring to this to make it look more beautiful than that. But this is still early days. So I'll leave that as that for now. It's got what we need. And we've got the table and we've got the chart for it. And the third one, very quickly, let's see if we can do this within 2-3 minutes. It says identify top selling and low performing value products, SKUs. Okay. So I'm just going to quickly copy the same pivot table and place it somewhere where it's not overlapping, and I'm just going to change that very quickly. At the moment, we want to see these sales by products, and that's where we have the SKU. So I'm going to untick salesperson, and it's the SKU code. That's the only thing we've got for products. Okay, so, and now we have this table below. I mean, it's not very easy to see, and there's quite a lot of them. Not very easy to see what is top performing, what is low performing, And I mean, we need more clarity on this. When you say top selling, what are your criteria? I want more clarity on that. Is it the top 20 or top 50 or top 10 that you want to see, or the bottom 10 or bottom 20? Well, that wasn't given, but again, that's something we can always ask. And for us to know their ranks, we can't see the ranks like this, So I'm just going to drop in another sales after discount, another one on here. So we have 2, okay? And the essence of doing this is I am going to change this one to, so I'm right clicking, just pick one of them, right click. And in the right click panel that shows up, you can summarize value by changing, from sum to count, average, max, mean, whatever. And you can also show value as. So we need the show value as, okay? So I'm going to say show value as, and I'll keep looking for what helps me most. Rank largest to smallest. So I'm going to use rank largest to smallest. It's brought this. Show value as this. Calculation rank to largest to smallest. Base field. My base field is the SKU. There's no other option there anyway. Okay. But yeah, so I'll okay that, I don't need the decimal, for this. Okay. and it's gone on to rank each one of them. You know, there's quite a lot. So I'm going to say, I'm now going to sort it that we can see how we have done, okay? So sort from largest to smallest, okay? I thought I changed this. So we've sorted, okay. Come on. Let me format it from here. Number, remove that. Okay, that's better now, okay? So this is the number one in terms of sales. This product ranks as number one. It's the one with the highest sales. Thank you so much, Brotolo. I can see that. And that's how we rank, you know, from first down to however, there's quite a lot of them. They've got up to 900 and something in ranks. Now, this business wants to see the top performing products. We've not been given maybe top 50 or top, and because that number is large, you know, I'm going to go with top 50. Okay, so let's show the top 50 or the top 20 to make it easy. So if I click on this down arrow and I say under value filters, okay, under value filters, we've got these different options. I'm going to go with the top 10, okay? And in the top section, we can see there's the option for bottom as well. So when we are ready to do the bottom one, we can always see here. And there's the default of 10, but I'll change that to, should we say 20 to make, you know, that table look okay. So 20 items by total sales. And I'll, you know, okay that. And we can see these are the top 20 best performing of the products. I will do the same thing, but for the bottom performing, but this time around, we'll choose bottom, you know, and that would answer, I don't want to do that now because we've got just 2 minutes more. And that will answer this B part, you know, of this question. Wow, that felt like we run some marathon. Any question? Sorry, I didn't wait for questions before now because I you know, I've got a target. But is there any part of this that's not clear to any one of us?
Can you repeat the last step, please?
The last step?
Yes.
Okay, let me Control Z. Okay, so you got it up to the point where we did the ranking, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so because I don't want the decimals, I'm just going to go into number format and format all of that to not have decimal. We don't need decimal for ranking. Okay, then I said, help me to sort it. I want to see from number one, you know, to the last number. So sort from largest to smallest, that is a top performing to the smallest. Okay, but we don't want to see all, we want to see top 20. So I went into this down arrow here, and we've got these label filters or value filters. In our case, we want to filter by the value. And one of the options is top. Okay, that's the one we need. Okay, and on there, we've got bottom as well. So maybe that's our assignment. Let's get the bottom performing ones done as well. Okay, so I'll change this to 20. And I'm just going to okay that because this is fine. We are using total sales, you know, items. You can as well change this to the second one here, this sum of, you know, I'll change that to ranking actually, the label of it to ranking, but total sales still works for us in this case. And I'll okay that by using, so we can see, you know, these are our top 20 performing, okay? And a business might want to know that so that they know which products they are really focusing more on. Or I want to be focusing better, using more of the resources and energy more on products that are bringing in most of the money, you know, the top ones, and, you know, reduce the energy. You can't commit the same amount of resources and energy to every product. it's got to be according to how they bring profit to the business. And that's the point of doing something like this. Okay, let's change that to ranks. Ranks from largest to smallest. Or just call that top 20 actually. Top 20 seems better. Top 20 sales-wise. Okay. So, and yeah, and that's, I hope you got that part now, Sasa. Mr. Celebrant, are you okay with that last part now?
Yes, correct. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. You're welcome. Any more questions? We're just going to be here 1 minute more because we're a bit over now. Let me stop.
Sorry,